the written answers to the witch hunt that's been going on forever. No collusion, no nothing. They've been finished.
Could we finally be approaching the end game in the Mueller investigation?
Once these answers are put in, Mueller could go ahead and issue a report.
After a flurry of early indictments and then the calm before the midterms, all eyes are again focused on Robert Mueller and his investigation that's now been underway 18 months. Democrats, who will hold the balance of power in the House of Representatives, seem bent on starting other investigations of their own.
The American people are going to get an accounting of what happened.
While a new interim attorney general in the U.S. with a history of speaking out against the Russia probe could be a wild card.
There is no criminal case to be made on an obstruction of justice.
It's prompting some journalists to muse the end of the investigation must be near, even suggesting the president is recently in a foul mood because of it. Garrett Graff is a contributing editor with Wired magazine, and he's written extensively about the investigation, including a biography of Robert Mueller. We've reached him in Burlington, Vermont. So, Garrett, let's start with the burning question. What do you think? Are we nearing the end of this thing?
I think we likely are. Obviously, some of these court cases will go on for years, but I think between now and the end of the year, we're going to see significant movement in the investigation.
It does seem that every week, and often more often than that there's a story that comes out that suggests either the appearance or real or imagined of some conflict that Donald Trump is in that could spool out another direction for this investigation. It leaves one that the impression it could go on forever. Is there going to be some kind of natural conclusion at which point it can't go past? Is Mueller really trying to keep it narrow?
Yeah, and actually, we have very good evidence that Mueller is interpreting his investigative mission very narrowly. He has been referring other criminal activity that he has come across to other prosecutors. Remember the Michael Cohen campaign finance violations involving Stormy Daniels. He actually referred off to prosecutors in New York. Mueller is laser focused on these two questions of Russia's role in the 2016 election and Donald Trump's attempted or perhaps active obstruction of justice of that investigation ever since.
What we've heard of Robert Mueller, what journalists such as yourself and others have portrayed him as, is a man who is also closely guarding what he's doing. So how is it that journalists are getting any feel for what's happening? Because I have this impression that any leaks or some kind of tip that you might be getting is also spin. So how do you know which it is?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that has been clear right from the start of this investigation is that Bob Mueller is far ahead of our public understanding of where he is. His investigation is running about 4 to 6 months, it appears, ahead of where we think he is. And so all of the leaks that we are seeing, as you said, are coming from non-Mueller team, whether that's defense attorneys, witnesses in front of the grand jury, or sources on Capitol Hill. So we're getting a very incomplete picture of where Mueller is. And the only thing that we are really learning from him is when his indictments and court filings come down. And every single court filing he's done, indictments, guilty pleas, or what have you, has been deeper, more knowledgeable, more insightful, and better informed than we had realized Bob Mueller was up until that moment.
One of the reasons that people are musing that maybe the end is near is that Donald Trump says that he's now submitted his written answers, but there have been other changes, and Jeff Sessions is gone, power in the House has shifted. Are these things liable to have an impact on Mueller and his timing, or might he just shove them aside and go, okay, I can't be focused on this?
Yeah, I think Mueller is trying to finish his investigation on his own timeline at his own pace. But he knows he doesn't have forever, and he certainly has been well aware since the summer of 2017 that he might be fired or this investigation might be shut down almost at any moment. So he has clearly had plenty of time to prepare whatever doomsday type plans he might actually have, up to and including sealed indictments. Many people who are court observers in Washington have noted that there have been an abnormally large number of sealed indictments already filed in the District of Columbia this year. We don't know whether those are related to Mueller, but we know that there's something like 14 sealed indictments sitting in D.C. right now.
Well, obviously, I'm always interested in the conclusion of any kind of journalistic investigation, but I'm very anxious to read the findings in this one. Thanks for talking about it.
My pleasure.